Hello travelers, today I want to show you the Aftershock Tempest Strike Beastmaster. So this is a Beastmaster that is focused around Tempest Strike, but also Earthquake. Now it is using Tempest Strike because Tempest Strike is currently the basically fastest attacking skill in the entire game if you disable all the Tempests. I tried making a physical Tempest character work first with tornadoes and damage over time and so on. It turned out decent-ish, but nowhere as close as good as this one right here. So the initial idea or the spark that sparked this idea was given to me by one of my viewers, Enya as Rave. I'll probably link his YouTube down below in the description as well. And he basically said that, well, what if you combine the super fast attack speed of Tempest with these idols that have a chance to create an aftershock under a nearby enemy on melee attack? Right, so this is a idol build. If you don't have these idols, you cannot play the specific build, but you can also level a Beastmaster as a physical dealing character, either around Swipe or Earthquake or just Bleeds as well. I basically level this with Tempest Strike proccing Tempest, which proc lightning bolts, which then proc Bleeds for me. That is fine too. But yeah, so you want to get 4 of these idols first. It is not necessarily a League starter character, really not, because you do need these idols. And ideally you want 4 times 8% chance to create an aftershock under a nearby enemy on melee attack. And with 38%, we'd get around 32% chance to spawn aftershocks. I currently have 27%. Yeah, you want between 25 to 30%, I would say, on these at least, to make this build work properly and well. And what are aftershocks? Aftershocks are part of the Earthquake tree. Right, the Earthquake tree, you can use the upheaval node up here to convert the aftershocks to damage over time, and also the aftershocks will last 3 times. So every earthquake, slams the ground with your weapon, dealing dealing damage to enemies in a large area and creating 2 to 4 aftershocks nearby. Now you will always create 1 aftershock, right, with your hits now, or you have a chance to create 1, and instead of 1, you hit 3 times in a row instead. And this means that this is a little bit weird here. It is damage over time now. It does scale with percent damage over time. However, they are still hits, and they hit each second for 3 seconds. So basically each aftershock that gets triggered hits 3 times in a row, right? And you can obviously stack multiple aftershocks on top of each other on enemies. And because this is still a hit, we're actually using Singularity because you have 90% more hit damage if you have only 1 Singularity equipped, and you count your crits. Since this is a damage over time, it can't crit, but it's still a hit. And yeah, so you still deal more hit damage. At least that's how I think it works. Maybe I'm wrong here and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Now you want to scale the damage of your aftershocks, right? You want to get unabating, right? Unabating gives you 100% more aftershock damage, so this is 25% more damage per point. Crushing Wake gives you 20% of damage per point, and Shatterquake gives you 30% more damage per point against chilled enemies. You will be able to chill pretty much all the time permanently, so this is a guaranteed 30% more damage per point. So this is the most damage per point, this is the second most damage per point, and then Crushing Wake is 20% damage per point, which is why you can see here that I have not this fully maxed out yet. Why do I not have it fully maxed out yet? Because I also have points on Shattered Earth, which will give me a chance to create more aftershocks. And this is also basically 20% more damage per point. Now, whether you want to put this to 5 first or this to 5 first, honestly, it doesn't really matter all that much. I would maybe even suggest you to put 5 points here first when you level this, because there is 1 more travel node here in Magnitude that you otherwise, actually it's more 2 more travel nodes, Outbreak and Magnitude, right? That you otherwise wouldn't want to pick, right? These are kind of damage losses. But also Outbreak is nice because it does give you a bit more AoE, right? More AoE for your aftershocks as well. And then the other nodes are travel nodes Slow Chance, and this one does nothing, I think, unless you direct cast, so. Now how do we scale this, right? So we have insane attack speed on Tempest Strike, we have Earthquake, which is a melee attack, right? So you need flat melee damage to scale this up, and you want attack speed as well, and since you can't crit anyway because of the upheaval node, you don't need to worry about any kind of crit chance. So what I'm using right now is obviously Frenzy Totem, right? Frenzy Totem gives you Frenzy, and with Rapidity it gives you better Frenzy than any other Frenzy giving skill in the game. Also, we have Grounded. This is 25 global melee damage, and we have 3 points in Dig In and like more points in Totemic Reach. This tethers you, and you get more damage while you are tethered, 80% more damage to everything you do. And then, since you don't really like want to invest into HP for your totems, you just get HP for the totem on the tree for the totem itself. That's basically these nodes. Then we have Warcry. Warcry, you will spec like slightly different depending on what your last skill is gonna be, like whether it's Maelstrom or Fury Leap. Warcry, of course, you wanna get the less cooldown over here. You can also like not play this honestly if you don't proc Maelstroms of Warcry. So if you're playing Warcry with a Maelstrom, right, you wanna get like 3 points of Whirlpool because you wanna have like 6 stacks of Maelstrom up all the time. And to achieve that with Warcry, you want to get the cooldown in Shadow Breath. Also, of course, you want the invulnerability after Warcry, and then you want Berserker, right? Berserker gives you insane amount of like melee damage and like more stacks in duration and brutality. Ideally, you want 5 points here, and then 3 points in Fury Strikes as well for the attack speed as well. So this is a very nice like flat damage as well as attack speed modifier, so pretty much everything that you want on this build. Then also like 1 point in Breath of Terra and 1 point in Purging Shout to cleanse all ailments. Very nice, very nice. And yeah, the Maelstrom stacks here. And since the pushback is super annoying in Warcry, especially when you're playing a meta build like this, you either want to get Apprehend to pull instead of knockback, or you want to get Jormungand's Wrath to freeze enemies instead of knockback enemies. Which doesn't work when you have Shadow Breath, so you might as well just like get the knockback, or like the pull rather, if you do play Shadow Breath. If you're not playing Shadow Breath and you're not proccing Whirlpool, then obviously first of all you want to get like a point in brutality as well, and then you probably could like put points into Jormungand's Wrath because you would actually freeze enemies now, and then you could also like get points of Frigid Breath, which would give you like more hit damage against frozen targets, which would also work for your hits of your Aftershocks because while they are damage over time, they are still considered hits. So yeah, this would also work. And then you could also like get points in Frailty because why not, like Frailty is kind of nice to have. So yeah, in this case I'm playing Maelstrom. Why am I playing Maelstrom and not like Fury Leap, for example? Because Maelstrom is currently my only source of haste. If you have haste on any other source, then you should definitely spec the Fury Leap like right away. And get like Warrior's Entrance for like global melee damage, Frenzied Onslaught for like frenzy, immunity while leaping of course, and like the pull here as well. The other nodes are kind of whatever, you can like choose whatever you want here. I mean, maybe like mana cost and area is nice. Queen reduction, of course, like 4 points, right? But yeah, you would mostly play this for like the global melee buff here and some other frenzy. And ideally, you want to get like haste from either Wing Guard gloves. Those are like unique gloves that give you like haste on hit. Or you could also get like experimental effects on boots that give you like haste after you use a traversal skill. So like your Fury Leap would give you frenzy and haste in like one skill, which is basically the same as Maelstrom is doing right now. But since I don't have like a setup like that yet, I'm using Maelstrom. This is a setup you can do like right away, because you just need to like get the skill points in the tree. You get like the haste here, you get the frenzy here at 6 or more stacks. You make sure you have 6 stacks with Warcry, right, with Whirlpool. And then you of course need like the stack duration here. You want the dodge rating as well. You want the physical damage as well here. You want maybe like some chance to chill enemies. You want maybe some more area to like chill in a bigger area. And maybe like some global increased stun chance as well, which is kind of okay as a melee character, even though you're not like really critting and like dealing big hits with your weapons themselves. You still have like some stun chance and can be okay. Feel free to like, I mean, the Turmoil points, the Arctic Chill points, and the Essence of Debris points are kinda interchangeable, I would say. Arctic Chill, also the chill chance per second. I mean, it's nice, but you also get chill chance on hit anyway from Shaman over here from Tempest form, which you wanna put like at least 5 points into, or at least like 1 point into anyway, because of Earthquake, right? You wanna like spread points to like Shamanic Infusion and Tempest form here to get to Earthquake, so you will have chill chance. Anyway, let's look at passives. So obviously, Primalist, you want to get like the strength, right? You want to get some attunement and lightning cobras here as well. You want to get the HP from Hunter's Restoration, and then at least once you go low life with the Cleaver Solution, you want to be able to do a wield. Before going low life and Cleaver Solution, I think you should not do a wield, and you should probably either play a 2-hander or just like one-hand shield. I was playing one-hand shield for quite a bit because I had like trouble with my resistances. So I was just like using a Carapace shield with like implicit poison res and then like all res on top to like fix all my resistances. But I would say for leveling, probably the best way would be to fix your resistances with like other gear and like blessings, or even maybe some idols, and like use a two-hander. The problem with like fixing the rest with idols, what I usually like to do while leveling, is you can't really do that here because you want to like use these Aftershock idols. So like once you play Aftershock, you kind of have to have like resistances fixed in a different way than your idols. Let's look at actual passives. So yeah, once you go lower life, right, you play Harmony of Blades for dual wield and like 5 points in Berserker. Before that, you would only put 20 points in base Primalist tree and have like 7 points in natural attunement instead. After that, you want to go into the Beastmaster tree, right? You want to get the Ursign strength for like 8 strength. You want to get the 4 points at Boar Heart. You want to get 1 point Savagery, 1 point Ambush. You want to get also 5 points in Porcine Constitution for like more DR from Aspect of the Boar. And then of course you need to get Boar Heart, which gives you Aspect of the Boar chance on melee hit. So you have basically full uptime on this because you will always attack like crazy. And you do want strength ultimately because, well, strength scales your damage and strength gives you armor, and strength gives you intelligence via Cleaver Solution, which gives you ward retention, which makes sure you have a nice chunk of ward. Then later on you also want to get like Axe and Claw. For like melee physical damage, you want to get like the Hail health from Horn of the Pack. This is stuff that I picked up like a bit later. Before that I picked up Viper Fangs for like attack speed, which is pretty nice. Well, 1 point life in the wilderness is kind of just there because I don't have like 5 points here, and I think like 1 point vitality is better than like 5 points here because you do have like full uptime on Boar aspect anyway. And then ultimately you want to get like Ancient Might. But I mean, before you go for like Ancient Might, or like maybe even before you go for the attack speed, you want to make sure that you pick up Earthquake, right? So you want to get like 1 point Silent Protector, you want to get like 4 points Shamanic Infusion to get to this like tornado line here, and then you want to get the 5 points of Totemic Fury, which give you 25% attack speed with an active totem. And you will have, since you're going to push at least the Frenzy Totem right away, you will have a totem, right? And Frenzy Totem will give you insane amount of attack speed on top, right? And then you want to get like 5 points in Tempest form, probably for like chill chance and HP to get to Earthquake. Of course, you can then like also put more points in Shamanic Infusion for more penetration, or even more points to Tempest form for more HP. This is kind of like up to you how you want to like distribute the points here. This is kind of flexible. And then ultimately, you also want to get like 5 points in Spirit Warden, 5 points in Druidic Prowess. At the very least, maybe even like 7 points here, because Earthquake has attunement and strength scaling, and so you're kind of like double dipping with Druidic Prowess on that one. And also the 5 point bonus gives you another +1 all attributes on top, so like 5 points here for 6 strength, 6 attunement, 1 vitality is just like very, very good value overall. So Druidic Prowess is like a really, really good skill here, like a really good passive to get. Yeah. So these are the passives basically. Let's look at the gear. I mean, obviously, as I said, like you play life with like two-hander or one-handed shield, and like once you go low life, for which you will need ideally an Exsanguinous. For example, with any kind of HP slam or strength slam would be nice. So like strength, vitality, percent increased health, flat health, these are all like good slams. I have a 1 LP one here, but with a tier 6% health with a high roll on top of that. So this is a pretty like very, very strong like tier 1 Exsanguinous, I would say, but only a tier 1, so you can obviously like get even better gear here. For boots, you want to get like Last Steps of the Living, at least like 1 LP. I mean 2 or 3 LP is like a lot easier to get on this, I would say, than an Exsanguinous even, because you can just like target farm the boss. And of course you don't want strength. Like 2 strength is, I mean, it's not like bad, but it's obviously like very very low on the power level compared to getting like exalted movement speed or like hybrid health and stuff like that. So you do want to slam this like, yeah, like movement speed, hybrid health, strength, and the other suffix would be maybe like flat health or percent health, or like percent armor, or flat armor and reduced damage taken from crits, for example. Those are like the options that you have here on the slam for Last Steps of the Living. For the cleaver, you obviously also want like more than 1 LP on the cleaver. I had a 2 LP cleaver, which was like absolutely brick though. So this is my best cleaver that I have right now, which is kind of sad. You want like high strength, high flat melee damage, like flat physical damage. Ideally like a good roll on the more damage to bleeding enemies as well. I have like a very bad roll on this as well. And then on the slams, you want ideally flat physical damage is I think like number 1 priority, because you get like so much attack speed from like your other skills anyway. Then attack speed is nice to have though on top. Suffixes, physical penetration, and armor shred should be nice as well, because aftershocks, even though they are like dot damage, they are still hits, and thus like armor shred still works. So it's a little weird, but that's kind of how it is as far as I know. And then for the gloves, you want to get, well, either wing guards with like hybrid HP slam, experimental affix slam, like current health loss per second, missing health gain as ward per second slam, or you just want like good exalted gloves like these, for example, that have like strength, current health loss per second, missing health gained as ward per second, attack speed is nice, armor with reduced damage taken from crits, hybrid health, that kind of stuff is always very, very nice. These are like, again, like not perfect, like far from perfect, but good enough for now. For the belt, I was using Thornslinger for quite some time. I had a 2-piece Thornslinger with like some ailment cleanse on top as a slam, as well as mana regen. The mana regen was absolutely useless for this build. Ideally you want probably like a high armor belt, exalted belt like this, and then you want like double ward stuff and the prefixes, like pretty sick what I have right now, and then suffixes should be double HP ideally, right, like percent HP and like hybrid HP. I have elemental rest on the suffix here, which I don't even need really, apart from the cold rest maybe, so it's really not that ideal, but I mean it does the job for now. For rings you want to get physical damage or strength on prefixes, and on suffixes you want to get resistances and or HP. In the base ideally you want to get like the vitality base or like some resistances maybe, depending on like what you need. Yeah, this one for example has like poison rest, strength, physical rest, and so on, as you can see. Amulet, you can use either the one that makes your potions convert fully to health, which then means that you probably don't need this prefix anymore, right? You could use the, yeah, this one here for example, you could use this one if you have like 2 or 3 LP. This can be pretty nice, I guess, if you slam it on top. Or you can just like use anything that has like base resistances, like Fizz Rest, Necrotic Rest. You do want to try to get more resistances on this build on your rings and amulet than like on some other builds maybe, because again, you can't use idols for resistances, so it's kind of nice to have resistances here instead. Prefixes increase physical damage, physical penetration is kind of nice, for example. Suffixes, again, like resistances, HP. The healing effect was just like a, what's it called, like a seal, so that I can like craft on this something useful. The healing effectiveness does nothing here. Now let's talk about the second weapon. This is a Prophecy Blade. Prophecy Blade is currently bugged. As you can see, if you look at the increased elemental melee attack speed, you can get usually, I think we should say like 5% to 12%, but it says 50% to 12%. So mine has 42% increased elemental melee attack speed. To be fair, this looks like it's crazy because of the bug, but honestly, you have so much attack speed on this build anyway, that like having 30% more attack speed than intended isn't even like that big of a deal, I think. I mean, it's still great, of course, and you still want to like use this one or like the Crystal Sword base eventually, alongside ideally a tier 7 like flat melee damage with like attack speed on top, and then suffixes should be like Fizz Pin and Armor Shred again. Yeah, I mean, it's a slightly buggy sword right now and overperforming because of the bug, but even without the bug I think this would be a very, 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 very good base. So try to aim for something like this, but again, this is like not exactly perfect yet, could be better. Helmet. Ideally in the helmet you want to get like +4 to Earthquake, you want to get like strength, you want to get percent HP, and then you probably want to get well, like armor and crit avoid as one on that. So ideally here I would switch out the attunement for like the plus skills to Earthquake, which would go like a long way when it comes to damage as well, honestly. Not perfect yet. And also you could get, I think as a base, there's like a percent HP helmet as well, that I think could be even better. There's one that has like percent HP and leech. Obviously you don't want to get any leech, because otherwise you destroy your own ward. But also, I mean, this base is not that bad, like armor and resistances aren't that bad, it's totally fine. Relic I was using for a very long time actually. Where do I have it? Just like some very, very generic one. With just like HP, I think like exalted HP and then some resistances on top of that. I don't even know if I can find it right now. Something like this, like just like exalted HP, some void rest, some strength I think as well was on that. And now I'm using Twisted Heart for Kairos, which I think ideally you want to slam with, well, HP or resistances that you want to get, or strength, of course, as well, right? And the Twisted Heart of Prokeros is nice here. It's not like as nice as on some other builds, honestly, because you don't make use of anything here except for the increased health and the strength, right? You get +1 to elemental skills as well. But elemental skills is only Tempest Strike on this build, and the 1 point in Tempest Strike that I get from this is the 1 point here, which makes it cost more mana and gives me more damage per mana. But it costs 0 mana anyway, even with this node, so I literally get nothing from this point. Literally nothing, because I get 0 more damage. So this is very useless, and honestly, Tempest Strike on this build needs no more than 10 points. Because you just need like 1 point here, 1 point here, disable Tempest, disable Tempest, disable Tempest, and get attack speed here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10 points. And this one is probably also not even needed, because it actually, I think, like only counts for Tempest Strike itself and not for the Earthquake. So you only need like 9 points in this guy. I have 22. I don't even know where to like to put the points. So like more area is kind of nice, like more flat damage while you have an axe is kind of okay. And this is like mana on hit as well, it's kind of okay. Mana damage per attunement is like, I mean, I have like no attunement, but sure. I mean, 25, it's not like that much. I mean, these points like help a little bit, but honestly, it's not like really doing much for this build. Anyway, that's the build. The build is able to do obviously everything in Empowered, up to, I would say, like 200 to 300 corruption hardcore at the very least. Can probably like push a lot higher. And let me talk about why I have Wolf on here and how to play this build. So you basically, if you have Maelstrom version, right, you want to like run through the mono like Warcrying all the time, so you get your like haste, like as much haste uptime as you can get, so you like run through the mono, right? You Fury Leap all the way to like skip stuff until you get to the objective. You attack fast, and when you like fight something that actually like is worth fighting, you put down the Frenzy Totem. Like an Exiled Mage or something like that, right? And you just like start hitting like this, like crazy, right? And then the Wolf, since you don't have to like automatically like self-cast your Earthquakes, right? You also have the Wolf, because the Wolf is the only way, or like the only skill literally on this entire build that is useful without getting specced into right now. So the Wolf has a 25% more damage modifier whenever you howl, whenever it howls, right? So it's like kind of nice against like bosses. It will die like very, very quickly though. That's really like only there to like howl once and that's it. But I mean, it's okay. Like, I mean, what else do you put? Anyway, you're getting like some decent ticks here, right? As you can see, you can get like over 1 million ideally as well. It's a little low right now because I did spec like into some more defense, and I did lose like 1 point in the Berserk passive as well. Oh wait, yeah, it's like 2 million, 1.9, sometimes 800k. The thing is like, all the dots, they don't properly like stack and overlap together. So it's like the tying of the different earthquakes, or like aftershocks rather, they don't properly like overlap like with like bleed stacks. So it's not like all like one number, it's like different numbers, right? Which is why like sometimes you will see like a higher number after a lower number and stuff like that. And either way, you can scale this one to be a lot more damage, as you can see from my gear. Like, this is like far from perfect yet. Don't even have the slam on this yet. But you can probably get to what Enya has been extrapolating, probably like 10 million and upwards dots, that's for sure. It should be like doable. Especially like once you switch over to like Fury Leap, get more flat damage there. And also get like another point to like and you can get like basically another point into brutality then, because you don't need like all these nodes otherwise. Then it should be like a lot more damage. And once you get like the points for like Earthquake, right? Like if you get like plus skills here, you get like 2 more points Crushing Wake, 2 more points like Shattered Earth. You get like so much more damage. So yeah, that's the build. 330% more damage, increased damage. Okay. Summon Wolf. Put in the thing, and then we start dodging, right? Where is he gonna slam? Left? Right. Do you get like notified when this is done, or? How the fuck does it work? Left, right. Okay. Okay, fizz one down. Just play healing hands and get 65k ward easy, yeah. Just do that and bleed. What's happening here? Gotta stand behind it, right? Oh, almost dead. Okay, you can't stay close, right, in that phase. To the beam. Okay, we did it. That was a bit close though sometimes. Yeah, I don't know this fight that well. I mean, it's been my first time ever to actually defeat this thing, to be honest. GG. Yeah, this is tier 4. Jura's too hard in tier 4. I mean, guess we're gonna find out. We are gonna find out. Okay, let's not die to Jura, right? Let's not die.
Escape is impossible. Sapphire waters.
Kinda wanna kill this stuff, right? I should also not tank that, maybe.
Escape is impossible.
Okay, she's dead, right? Can I port back, or is like the attacks still gonna one-shot me? When can I go back? Dude, I don't know. Okay, I can go back, right? Okay, GG. Tier 4 down! Let's go! Let's go! I could slam like the Twisted Heart with this. Will I get the HP? Or strength? Honestly, Jura was easier than the tree, I think. Oh my god, void resistance for fucking real. The Crimson Blade once again. Hello, Crimson Blade. Where are you? I'm standing in poison, I think. Honk honk. Let's do like one more wave, then it's 120 for sure, right? Hallo, hallo. Okay, these guys fuck as well. Ooh, and those with the lightning bolts. I think they fuck too, actually. I should abandon this. Those chargers do like a fuck ton of damage as well, if I remember correctly. Unless they like change the mobs, but I don't. They like balance their stuff, so I should like still deal a lot of damage. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna stop here for now because we can't like break any records anyway right now with the gear that I have, and we will start at like 120 like this. That's fine. At least cool to be like the rank 3 Primalist, I guess. I mean, it's a shit class, but still. Actually, not even like far away from this guy. 277. Like uneven number. Seems like he died here, maybe. What is it in total? This is rank 23 still, I think. Yeah, 23. Well, okay. It's nothing to boast about, honestly.